Hello ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. So this is my review of the Have and the Have-Nots. We're still calling this Season 6. Some of you will call it Season 5, Episode 28. Now, the episode starts off, yes, I'm in my car, and yes, summer's still trying to make a resurgence. So I may have to open this door a little bit. Anywho, it starts off with, we already know that Hannah has Derek there because she needs some protection. She needs some protection from what just happened. She needs some peace of mind, so he slept the night there. That's not what's important. What's important is, why did I start off with because that within itself is so. Anyway, Benny is at Candace's room. Benny is so slow. He's so slow and so stupid and so trusting. He's all of those. He's not just one thing. He's all of those things. And I'm just looking at him like, why? Why? Just Lord, why? So Candace, even though she's caught, she's still trying to lie. She is still trying to lie. Yes, it's to the point where Benny had to even go and tell her, hey, stop it. You're making, stop it. I wrapped up this money a certain way. These are the type of rubber bands that I use. This is the way how I wrap the money. Candace, I'm telling you right now, if it's $45,000, 45,000 stacks in here, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. Benny kept telling her, we're going to have a problem. Candace kept acting like, we're not going to have a problem. I'm thinking, Candace. Candace is so trash. Candace is so trash. She's the worst. She's one of those people where she's so used to lying and so committed to the thought and concept of lying that she would rather go and have, because she knows Benny's partially stupid. So Benny said, shut up. Because she talked about how, you know, I earned it. This is mine. It's my money, Benny. It's my money, Benny. It's my money, Benny. I'm thinking, Candace, it's not your money. It's not your money. Why is there blood on it? I was just crackling. I wasn't cackling. I was crackling because I said, he's so stupid. And then my TV kind of cut out because of the thunderstorm / hurricane. I said, what is going on outside? We're in the East Coast. Why is this happening? What? But anywho, so now he's sitting on the bed with her, counting her money, right? He counts it. So when we come back from commercial break, the money has been counted and she's been proven a liar because it's $45,000. And he's just trying to figure out, Candace. And she was still saying, it's my money, Benny. And then she finally eventually switches from, it's my money, to, you got to help me get my money back from Mom. And then at one point, she even acknowledges, okay, so I did send old dude over there. You sent old dude? Benny is so trusting and so naive and so stupid. You can't come from a background that they come from and be that, because that's dangerous. That makes you a liability. That's what Benny is. He's a liability to himself. Forget his family. He's a liability to himself. Your sister is a proven liar. Why are we acting like that's not the case when we know for a fact that it is? Your sister, I'm going to say one more time for the people in the inexpensive seats. Not the cheap seats, the inexpensive seats. Your sister is a proven liar, Benny. Why are we acting like that's not the case, Benny? Stop being so stupid, Benny. So that's when Candace talks about how, oh, well, you need to help me get the money back from Mommy. You need to get the money back, Benny. It's my money. And then Benny told her, hey, what's wrong with you? You realize that she's not going to help you out. She's not going to do this for you. She's not going to allow you to take this money back, especially once she finds out that you set her up. Candace, there's something seriously, clinically wrong with you. And I said, yes, Benny, we know that. It jumps from that to knock, 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 because Benny wants to leave. Benny wants to leave. He's taking his money with him because he's not dumb. Candace is a wreck. Candace is a mess. No, I'm saying in life, not as far as how she was acting there. She just in life. And guess who we see? Erica 2.0, because Benny called it out. It was like, oh, Gia. Wait. She was like, oh, I must have the wrong room. No, you don't, baby girl. Come in. Yeah, it's good seeing you. Come in. I'm thinking, Gia, what's wrong with you? Why would you just willingly let this man lead you into Candace's room? You know this is Candace's room. So then once she goes in and sees Candace, it's like, oh, the jig is up. I'm thinking, is everyone stupid? Is everyone stupid? As Takashi would say, stupid. Yes, each and every last one of them are all idiots. Each and every last one of them are all stupid. Each and every last one of them are all gullible. Each and every last one of them are all damaged. So now Benny says, I'm leaving because you went and pulled an Erica but 2.0 on me. I mean, you had her sleep with me, and of course Candace had that look of, I'm gonna murk this bit. I'm gonna murk this bit. Once he leaves, I'm gonna murk this bit. So he said, why don't you two stay here and get further acquainted, and I'll leave. So once he goes and leaves, Gio's just like, oh, Candace, I did. And then Candace, of course, slapped her like the pimp that she is. Candace is a pimp. So of course she's gonna slap this girl. She's gonna slap this girl, and I know. And Gia had that look of, hit me one more time and I'm going to murk you. I don't care what anyone says. Gia definitely had that look of, hit me one more time and I'm going to murk you. And I was happy. I was excited because I said, finally, you're not just going to go and tape this because you're not a punk. You're foolish, but you're not a punk. Or are you? Or are you? And Candace said, really, you went and slept with him? Well, she slept with him because that was the only way she was going to hold him any longer. And Candace just like, go, leave. But before that happened, Gia told Candace, okay, there's some stuff going on downstairs. There's an investigation regarding Oscar's suicide. It looks like they may not think it's a suicide, so then Candace asks further questions. So why do you not think that they think it was a suicide? What are they saying? So that's when, oh yeah, Happy Mean Girls Day. In honor of that, I'm wearing my pink, or salmon color, whatever. It's close enough to pink. And my hair's in a ponytail, so I guess that's the one day a week I could, I love that movie. Anyway. Gia's trying to put Candace on game, inform her that you need to be very careful because people are saying that you were the last person they saw you with. I said people or the camera that has footage of Candace getting hit by Oscar and then going into the... I'm just wondering when all of this is going to come out because they clearly showed us the camera for a reason, a valid reason. Now, Candace kicks her out, and now Candace has to formulate a new plan. I think that was all that we really saw of Candace in this episode. Next important scene that we see is RK talking to Veronica. And so Veronica needs a further explanation as to how does RK know her son. So, and also RK knows Justin. Now we find out that, yes, RK was arrested. He was arrested for drunk driving, and Justin was the officer that arrested him. Justin also brought RK into a separate holding room, interrogation room, and molested him. And what happened after that was, because RK couldn't get erect or couldn't get hard, Justin stopped, which I was actually surprised. I was surprised, but he stopped and then took him out of the holding room and brought him to a holding cell. And that's where he had met Jeffrey. And that's the connection. But Veronica says, okay, so just kind of confirming, no, RK's not gay, but he will go and trick a man into a sexual situation, not do anything with him, but blackmail him and steal from him. I said, okay, trick of the trade. And the important part with all of this is that Veronica has to maneuver this carefully because Justin already blew up RK's spot regarding how he goes and tricks these guys. And so now Veronica still wants RK to go and work with her to go and smooge Jeffrey. she wants to go and do that because she's trying to go and make things difficult for Jeffrey and Justin. That's the whole concept. She wants to make sure that she reintroduces Jeffrey to RK so that he can go and kind of pseudo blackmail him. It's kind of loose. I'm thinking, okay, whatever. What matters is RK has to do this because Veronica is gonna expose his previous record. She will allow him to live a new life, live a new, better life with a clean record. And we know Veronica can do that. That's the same thing Veronica did with Hannah's man, Derek. And that's why Derek probably felt like he still owed her, because that's the Veronica Harrington way. Once she does something for you, she always has something on you. And that's something a lot of people need to understand in life. When someone does something for you, a lot of times you have to remember that means they also have something on you, especially if it's something legal. Now, the funny part in all of this is that RK, he's down as long as he doesn't have to do anything, as long as he doesn't have to do anything strange for some change, or really do anything strange for some change, he's all good. So he's down. We're pretty much done with that part of this episode. We see that Wyatt's in jail and he's with the Malone, the bodyguard Malone, and the bodyguard guy is still looking at him and starts asking questions, starts saying, you're not doing too well, you're not looking too well, you know, how'd you get in here? You know, that heroin, it's some really powerful stuff, isn't it? It's one of those things that it really can mess up your life, can't it? And so Wyatt is just looking at this guy like, who is he? How does he know my information? And he keeps probing. He keeps kind of nitpicking at Wyatt and his situation. And then that's when the names come up. And it's kind of like, okay, so who are you? Like, what family you come from? And so Wyatt's Wyatt, whatever. This guy, I forgot his first name, but last name Malone. Because it's just like, so you're in here for going and attacking the Malone. And that's what I am. So guess what I'm in here to do? He's like, he kills people for a living. He kills people for a living, and he's pretty good at it. So that's when Wyatt gets scared. He does finally something smart, calls the cops, and not calls the cop, yells for a guard. A guard comes, and so Wyatt was spared at that moment. But the guard's not there to bodyguard Wyatt, so now Wyatt's afraid for his life. Wyatt wants to get out of his cell. Oh, I'm just going to tell the whole Wyatt storyline. Wyatt wants to get out of his cell, and this is when Officer Justin comes back, because the guy was kind of doing that whole intimidation thing of he was about to go and mess up Wyatt, which I wouldn't have been mad at because Wyatt's trash. And Justin comes along, and so remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back. Then Justin puts the handcuffs on him because he said, I have the stuff, so come with me. So we're going to stop right there for Wyatt and Justin for a moment. We'll talk now about Jeffrey and David. Now Jeffrey, where is he? He's in the room with his father, and David, he's not doing too well. He was asking for Erica. And Jeffrey just had that look of, So now David knows that Erica's dead. And David just cares at this point. He apologizes to Jeffrey because he realizes he wasn't the best parent like he thought he was. Veronica was terrible. She was a terrible mother. And David could have done more to defend his son. And so hindsight's 20/20. He said, you know, I want to make sure that you're good. I didn't teach you a good example of what a relationship is. Why don't you go and at least live with me? I have a lot of space. Jeffrey wants to be independent. No, Jeffrey says he wants to be independent, but he's still, you know, also traipsing around doing stuff with Justin. And David also calls him out on that too. It's like, hey, this is cool and all, but what's going on with you and with that officer? And Jeffrey said, unfortunately, because of how entangled we all are, maybe it's a smarter idea if I keep him on a short leash, than just go and completely cut him off. Part of it is Jeffrey doesn't want to cut this guy off. Jeffrey likes the attention. It's his version of affection. So that's part of it. But the second part is, it is true, Justin is a wild card. You don't know what he's going to do if Jeffrey just goes and leaves. And he has enough on him to where he can make things very difficult for him. Now we jump from that to next thing, because that was really the extent of their conversation. They had a couple laughs and giggles. So it's like, okay, they have a decent father-son relationship. Nice, beautiful to see. Moving on. And Veronica's terrible. We got it. Benny comes back home and his mother is asleep. Derek was asleep on the couch and Benny had an attitude because, of course, Benny had an attitude. Benny just learned the fact that his sister tried to kill his brother, kill his mother. And here comes Derek like, wait, don't, let her be, let her go and sleep. Benny's looking at him like, excuse me, sir? Excuse me? You're telling me how to go and deal and handle my mother? How about this? Why are you here? And he was like, I'm here so that she can get a restful sleep. I care about her too. And then the conversation takes a turn because once Benny realized, okay, this dude is at least decent enough, because he was like, oh, you like my mother? Oh, you think she looks like this? He was like, yeah, I do. I do like her. And, where I'm from, when you like a woman and you think she's beautiful and all of that, you go and attend to her. You show her love and affection. And so Benny, he appreciated that because it's been a while since someone who at least seems like they have some type of decency or respect come around his mother or just be around him and his family, period. So he calms down and he sits down because Derek asked him, but what about you? How are you doing? Because there's something going on here. And that's when Benny, again, this is a nude Benny, goes and tells this relative stranger that my sister set up the guy to go and rob our mother. And he said, wait, what? Your sister? It's like, yes. Really? Yes. I'm not shocked too. But it happened. Did she give you a name? And I said, oh, what do you need a name for? And that's when he talked about, I still know some people. I might have changed, but some of the people I still know and am willing to associate with haven't changed too much. I know some people. If you can get me a name, I can find out who he is. I can go and have my people just checking on him, period. And you and I, we can handle him. And I said, oh, handle? Because we never fully knew why he was in jail or what did he do to garner all of that prison time and have Veronica go and help him out. So I'm sure he knows some people. And Benny, of course, because the problem is Benny is about that life, but Benny has a mother that doesn't want him to be about that life. And so he was down for it. He was like, okay, cool, bet, good. So now he's going to go and get some sleep because his mom, needs help. She needs some sleep. So Benny's going to go to his room. So that's how we're going to change things here, because we have to also talk about how it switches from Benny being the caretaker of his mother and the male authority to this new guy, Derek. And what's cool about this whole thing is that Derek, now he's the one cooking breakfast. Now he's the one checking in on Hannah, which is a nice change from what she normally has had to deal with, normally has had to go through. And I like it because he, like I said, he goes, cooks her breakfast. He talked about how he wanted to make sure that she was okay and how she was good. And the biggest thing is that for her, just having someone just show her unconditional support, and it's a male and they haven't slept together. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. She sees so much value in that. And that's how they were just talking about how she had a good sleep. They even joked about her snoring, even though no, she didn't really snore. And he just really likes her. So I hope that Veronica doesn't come in and mess up this relationship. Speaking of Veronica, I guess allowed RK to sleep, you know, on her couch, even though she was surprised that he was there to begin with. And he was still there because for Veronica, she has a plan. Her plan is to use him, like I said, to get closer to Jeffrey. It was easy for her to control him when he was under her roof, but since that's not the case, the best she can do is keep tabs on him. It sounds like she has his phone and possibly car bugged, and so she can track him wherever he goes. Now, the thing is, or his cell phone number, the thing is, she's going to use RK to become close and become friends with Jeffrey, as I previously said. How that will work is they're going to start to talk. I guess maybe they can do that whole commonality thing of Officer Justin, he's a real creep. Maybe I'm trying to figure out how they're going to go and finagle all of that. What I do know is that the other thing with this entire situation is that, oh, we're actually done there. We're done there because RK was going and being RK and saying, you know, I'm going to go, you know, I was sleeping before. I'll go and do whatever I need to do once I wake back up. And she said, no, boy, you're going to go and do this now. And he said, well, I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do, parlaying whatever you want to do too, but on my time. And so then he went back to sleep. And Veronica said what we were all thinking. She needs to stop dealing with these kids. She needs a grown man. But that scared me because it made me think, wait, does that mean she's going to try and use Derek again? Is that what she's going to do? The last thing, I guess, oh, Jim was at the jail, and there's this new woman who looks like Sarah. Didn't she look like a blonde version of the woman Jim has been sleeping with in order to... Yeah, so my phone overheated because, like I said, the sun is strong even if it's not too hot out here, so we have to finish this up quickly. Jim brought in some new woman that looks like Sarah, but just with blonde hair, and apparently they have some type of past. I missed what that was about. What matters is she calls her people. She's really highly connected. Sounds like she may even have like that old money. She was able to go and get Wyatt released out of jail. But of course, this doesn't happen quickly. So what happens is Wyatt, he's now in the holding cell with Justin. And Justin's like, I have the pure heroin, but you have to essentially prove that you deserve it, which essentially is Justin's way of, you need to go and do a sexual favor. Justin wanted to be blessed by Wyatt. For people who don't understand the terminology, means that Justin wanted a quick blowy from Wyatt. And I was like, Wyatt, I know you're an addict. I know you are addicted. I know addiction is real. I know it's dangerous. But if you for a second go and decide that your addiction completely wins and takes over what you're like is the final straw, because, okay, killing someone isn't the final straw for you. Hurting someone to the point of almost death isn't the final straw for you. But on this show, there's a lot of people who watch this show who feel like Wyatt's secretly gay. There's a lot of people, or at least bisexual, or at least confused because of what happened to him sexually when he was younger, which may or may not be the case. What we do know and what we do understand is if Wyatt goes down this road, this changes everything, because this means that he will truly do anything to feed his addiction. And I was just so pissed because Wyatt at first was like, no, man. And Justin kept saying, well, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. You're not getting out of here. And so slowly, because of the pains that Wyatt was feeling from the withdrawal, he got on his knees. And then I wasn't even looking at the TV at the time. So I don't know if he more so, I don't know if he more so just got on his knees and Justin didn't do anything yet, like as far as take it out yet. But what I do know is he got on his knees and Justin started to laugh, took out his phone to record this, and I know it didn't happen. What matters most is it didn't happen only because Jim, of all people, came into the room that Wyatt was supposed to be in, which he was, with Officer Justin. And so Jim was just looking at his son and Justin like, what the bleep? And I know the next episode, Jim is going to be questioning Officer, like, what did you do to my son? Or what were you trying to do to my son? And it looks like Wyatt's going to be the one to just say, look, nothing happened, but at this point, I don't care. Oh, was that going to embarrass you if I did it or not? And I'm just like, wow, this just throw the whole show away at this point. Just throw the whole show and cast away, because I'm tired of all of them. All of them. In some way, shape, or form, I'm tired of all of them. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe.